Training for many hours a day might work for learning and mastering difficult mechanics, but time is gold. So today I'm gonna show you a 30 minutes training routine with 6 drills that are going to make you a better player in the most efficient way possible. I was thinking about which are the basic mechanics that scale and repeat the most for making a quick drill routine so you can improve in only 30 minutes a day. You might have heard about how most Rocket League mechanics can be divided into 2 main branches: car control and ball control. But being consistent at a mechanic is not the same as being able to perform it under pressure and at high speeds. I'm going to show you 2 drills to practice ground play, 2 more drills to increase your speed, learning how to keep the momentum and improve your boost management, and finally 2 more drills for becoming more comfortable doing aerials. All of these drills focus on the most basic parts of the game, so you can adapt them to your own skill level and feel how you improve after some days of training and also how it affects your games. You will feel how practicing these drills will have a direct impact on your skill. By the way, all that I'm going to show you can be done in free play and custom training. So if you are in Epic Games or in console, don't worry, because you will be able to do all of it. Before we get into the training routine, remember that if you put more time on training, you will get the results you want faster. So I recommend that you do this training for 1 hour if you can, otherwise you will notice a lot of improvement just from the 30 minutes training. First drill is bounce dribbles. It might just seem impossible to do them at first, and it's actually a very difficult mechanic to master, but it's a great way of holding possession of the ball while being able to decide what to do next depending on the position of our opponent and the distance of the opponent's net. You have to roll the ball and go towards the opposite direction so we can bounce the ball. After bouncing it once, we will try to bounce the ball for the most amount of times possible. At first, it's very normal that most players are able to do only 2 or 3 bounces in a row, and higher level players that haven't practiced this mechanic might be able to do around 7 or 8 bounces. We are going to do 2 minutes on each side, starting with the left side, then 2 more minutes on the right side, and finally 1 more minute bouncing 1 time on each side. Keeping the ball close to your car will make following up on next bounces easier and will allow you to hit the ball as fast as possible, reacting to any potential challenge from the opponent. I remember when I started doing this drill, it took me around 1 week to be able to bounce the ball for more than 7 or 8 times on each side. It requires very subtle hand movements and precise thrust, break and boost usage. So be disciplined at doing this routine and you will be able to do it as well. Next drill is offensive transitions. Let's start by doing a power slide turn. After this you have to pop the ball and make it bounce. Once the ball leaves the floor for the first time, it's your decision what to do next. This is a great way of learning how to transition from just gaining possession to have a scoring opportunity. You can do a bounce dribble after popping the ball and go for a power shot. Remember to hit the ball on the bottom part when it has upwards momentum so it gets enough power and height. Aim for top corners. After a bounce dribble, you can also flick it. You can go from a bounce dribble into a normal dribble and then flick it. If you aren't that good at flicks yet, this will also be a great opportunity to get better at those diagonal flicks and 45 and 90 degrees flicks. After catching the ball and dribbling it, you can also drop it and do a cut on the ball for getting a lot of power on it. You could even go for ground air dribbles if you feel confident enough. There's so many options on this kind of setup that it's up to you what to practice. Alright, now that we are done with the ground play drills, let's talk about speed. You might have heard before that something that divides low ranks from high ranks is the ability to keep momentum, to be fast reacting and moving around the field. It is also true that the faster we go, the easier it is to whiff a ball, since it will require to be more precise in less time. So we are going to practice this on this drill. I'll call it supersonic ball chasing, and it is a drill that many coaches recommend to players around gold to start becoming confident at being speedy, even though it is a useful drill for higher ranks as well. As you can see, what I'm doing here is basically being supersonic all the time, no matter what. It doesn't matter if I miss the ball, I will keep being supersonic. Do a wide turn and go for the ball again. There's only one rule you have to follow. First hit on the ball has to be without flipping, just driving into the ball. And after that, next hit has to be with a flip. Then you have to keep alternating one hit without flipping and one hit flipping again and again. Remember, don't stop the car. If you miss, just keep going. Fourth drill is very similar to the last one, But now I'm going to disable unlimited boost. This is going to force you to go over the boost paths to get enough boost to be able to stay supersonic after hitting the ball. On this drill, the most important part is actually collecting the boost paths, so don't worry if you miss the ball more than in the previous drill. You don't really have to alternate your hits on the ball if you don't want to. This drill might seem not as important as other ones, but I have been doing this for the first time in the last 2 months, while pushing towards Grand Champ. Its importance is vital to stay on the play as long as possible instead of losing all pressure and having to go all the way to your own corner to pick up boost. And at the same time, being able to keep momentum so you can be challenging the ball as fast as possible. Finally, let me show you some drills to practice aerial control. I've extracted them from Kevpert's aerial control video, so if you want to focus more on this, I really recommend following his guides. He has very in-depth tutorials on how to practice different areas of the game. I learned most of the basic mechanics I have by watching his guides and practicing his techniques. Considering that these drills are for players around gold and plat ranks, I'm going to show you 2 different ways of practicing aerials. The easier way, for you guys that aren't too confident about your aerial control, and that you might not know how to use air roll or fly upside down while doing aerials, I'm going to use Kevpert Aerial Control Training Pack. As you can see here, the ball is floating in the air, so it will be easier to focus on your flying skills. You should use double jump aerials or fast aerials for going to all these shots. If you don't know how to fast aerial, practicing it in this training pack will also help you to get consistent at them. For the first 5 minutes, you are going to go through all the shots flying normally with your car. After this, 5 more minutes flying upside down. You will have to use air roll to put your car upside down. At first, it's gonna be extremely difficult, so don't get too frustrated. The controls are inverted, so take your time and feather the boost if you need to don't lose control. Although, the faster you go for these aerials the better. After some time practicing upside down aerials, trying to do normal aerials will be hard, since your muscle memory has to rewire through repetition. Aerial control is one of the most difficult skills in this game, so consider these the building blocks you need as a base for getting consistent and precise aerials. For all you guys that already have a good enough aerial control and the previous drill seems quite easy, double jump aerials is a great training pack to get used to doing fast aerials. You can push yourself as much as you want on this training pack. Go for upside down aerials, try to use air roll on creative ways to make the micro adjustments you need as efficiently as possible. 10 minutes of practicing in this training pack will make your aerial control way more consistent, which is something you will need if you want to push into diamond and champ ranks in the future. You want to spend 5 minutes doing bounce dribbles, then 5 more minutes doing offensive transitions. This is power slide turns into creative offensive plays. After this you will spend 10 minutes working on speed and boost management. First 5 minutes it will be one touch flipping, one touch without flipping, while being at supersonic speed, and then 5 minutes doing boost pathing while ball chasing with unlimited boost disabled. Finally, you will do 10 minutes of aerial training. If you are a beginner on aerial control, go for 5 minutes of normal aerials on Kevpert Aerial Control Training Pack, and after that 5 more minutes of upside down aerials. If your aerial control is more advanced, go for 10 minutes of double jump aerial training pack, pushing yourself to do each shot the fastest you are able to, and going for creative ways of shooting the ball on target. If you are new into Rocket League and you feel that this video might be too advanced for you, I will recommend you to watch my 5 best tips and 5 best mechanics videos, where you will learn the basics you need to start your Rocket League journey on the right track. This is it for today. Remember to follow me on my social media, and if you want to talk to me and share your Rocket League experiences, you can also join my community on Discord. Thank you so much for your time, and see you soon.